So we're carrying out this project through contractors, and today we're going to have one of our contractors, which is Next Technologies, who's responsible for actually scanning and digitizing all the slides, take us through the photos that they have discovered as we've gone through this process.
There's many formats we're doing the digitization. There's the videos, there's some audio, and there's the magazines and articles and some newsreels.
Tonight we'll only show you about 7 categories, and from the 7 we picked about 20 to 25 photographs.
We can enjoy the pictures and get some feedback from you so that we can see how are we going to improve.
This is Nairobi as it was, from Government Road. That is today Government Road is Moi Avenue here. There's a post office on Likoni Road. That's the back road. That's Moi Avenue today. That was Eastleigh.
The real historians are here.
Then Embakasi, and Jomo Kenyatta. At least I went to collect a passenger.
This is Embakasi. One of the world's finest airports, they say.
That's the Shenik Hotel.
One of the things that I find really interesting about Kenyan cities about how Kenyan cities have changed is that we no longer really privilege architecture the way we used to. Biashara Street, you have all of these buildings from like the 50s, the 40s, we have Art Deco buildings, we have neo-colonial buildings, and there's no really, I think since the early 90s, it's now there's space, put a building there. Give it 4 stories, paint it white.
The transition from architecture as an art to architecture as science. The buildings that have come up, which really don't have any particular character, but it's a question of mass production and the appreciation of art and aesthetics.
Aesthetics, yeah.
It's just not there.
That's Jerusalem, where State House 2 exists, where Odinga used to live.
Ufafa Jericho, I forget the other Ufafas. What is the significance of Ufafa? Who was what made Ufafa fix to Maringo, Jericho? I'm just curious.
It was named after the late Councillor Ambrose Michael Ufafa, nominated Nairobi Councillor during COVID.
That's good. Thank you. This is from Bus, right? That's in Meru. Again, this the very old colonial Kisumu, Kondele. This should be around Kaloleni, Kisumu. Again, these are the old estates in Voi. We have really an array of religious faiths, so to speak, from the mainstream churches to Diniaro, Kumi, Rotano. That's Desmond Tutu. So we have here the ordination of Kuria, Manasseh Kuria. This is St. Andrews. This is Muslims on their Friday prayers. Chief Secretary Tanbo, right, is entertaining the Muslims and in his home. This photograph is very interesting. This is a family that won the best award for the second prize for semi-permanent houses, 1959. It's called Havelock. It was one of the white members of LegCo.
Is there any relation between him and the recently retired Justice Havelock from the High Court?
They are related.
Okay, we have the photos and we want to preserve the photos. But she raised something about the architecture of the buildings of times past. Is there anything that's being done to protect them by law?
It's actually, there's a lot of leeway for the seers, and all we need to do is organize and push and maybe identify these places before they go.
The boxes, with the big padlocks. This is socially engineered group to show, we support Kenyatta. That says independence, occasion of independence. Kamba dance. Right? This is a Kamba acrobatic dancer. It's a Borana woman. This is a Meru.
Is there a plan to consolidate the archives of the news agency, the Kenyan National Library, the Kenyan National Documentation Service?
There actually is that facility already in the e-commerce
As I say, we expect to launch in December with all the photos, but about 30% of the photos will have full metadata and descriptions, and so will be fully searchable, and then we'll continue working on it from there. But we feel that really we should be able to, once everything is scanned, at least make those available and keep updating the descriptions as we go. So ictauthority.go.ke, look for Kenyan News Agency, sign up for the newsletter. Please continue the conversation on Twitter. Tell us what you would do with the photos and your experience with what you saw. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you to Next Technologies and Alliance and Jerry, who are the contractors working so hard on this. A round of applause for them. And welcome to refreshments on the rooftop.